Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Pony Talk Podcast. As always, I am your host, Dashi101, and I am here, joined by the lovely Rainbow Dash 47. Say hello to every pony.
Hey guys.
Yes. So, also if you want to, Rainbow Dash 47, slash, Songbird Serenade 47. So, at least that's what he's called on Discord, so be good for that.
Yay.
Which she was amazing in that movie. Well, okay, we're gonna continue to the episode before I start talking more about the movie. We aren't supposed to do that, guys. We're almost to that podcast, but not quite. It still got a little bit. But today, we are here to discuss episode 23, guys. Secrets and Pies. Alrighty, and my golly, what an interesting episode. So
it was definitely an interesting episode. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like seriously, why? No?
Yeah, and I know when Inconspicuous Brony was on here, which he wished he could join us for this podcast. He told me that this was going to involve a little bit of Tank. So, and indeed it did. So it's good to see Tank again. But anyway, this I was thinking would be a spin-off of Mystery on the Friendship Express, but I was wrong. This is a repeat of The Gift of Maud Pie, as it's saying on here. Which I can kind of see it, but I feel like Mystery on the Friendship Express would be the most convenient one, but you know. So let's begin talking about this episode. So, episode begins at Sugar Cube Corner with Pinkie Pie hardworking to make a special pie for Best Pony Rainbow Dash. No, not you, Rainbow, not you. I mean, we could put you in the story if we want to.
Cool.
Yeah, literally. So, she's making a special pie for Rainbow Dash for the Wonderbolts, her 73rd training session. As of course, Pinkie Pie has to know all these dates, all these events, all the little things to celebrate. And she is just working so hard when Twilight, kind of steps in, which I forgot to mention, Twilight is at Sugar Cube Corner, kind of asking Pinkie Pie about stuff, and she questions her about, my Pinkie Pie, you work so hard on these pies, why do this? And Pinkie Pie's like, well, because I enjoy doing it and I love making my friends happy. So, yeah, and she realizes, too, that, Rainbow really likes her pies, as we know. Later that day, we go to the Wonderbolts, Academy, where, of course, Rainbow Dash is, there. And I guess they're done flying for the day, or training, and, Rainbow gets surprised by Pinkie Pie. And, yay. And she brings one of her delicious pies, which is I think it's like a rainbow, oh god, I can't...
I think it was like a rainbow blueberry, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a rainbow blueberry pie. And Rainbow's like, ooh, Pinkie, you done it again. This is looks like a delicious pie. And, Rainbow then says, Pinkie, look over there. And she looks, goes back to Rainbow, and the pie's gone. She ate the pie. She goes, Pinkie, that was a delicious pie. Really good pie. And, Pinkie's like, oh, I'm glad to see you enjoy my pies, Rainbow. Makes me feel good. And she's like, well, I'm off now, so see you later. And, Rainbow heads into the academy when, all of a sudden we see one of the janitor ponies come out of the doors of the academy with a very similar pie in the trash receptacle, or the trash bin, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, same exact pie. There's a slice taken out of it. So this is where Pinkie starts going crazy and it's like, wait, that's not my pie. No, it couldn't be. Rainbow wouldn't be that. Wouldn't do that to me, would she? And she starts going kind of crazy, and then she thinks that it's the chocolate that's keeping her from just imagining this craziness inside of her brain. But this is where she gets really suspicious and says, you know, every year that I give Rainbow a pie, like I gave her a pie for several occasions, one of them being, I think it was, oh shoot, I don't know, but she gives it to a bunch of different, little, oh god, I don't want to say that, I don't know why, but, anyway, she's just saying, all these events that I've baked Rainbow a pie, has she been eating them or not? This is where Pinkie Pie goes crazy, which, I mean, kind of seen that coming, but,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's Pinkie Pie, what do you expect?
Question.
Yeah. Wait, what did you say?
I said, don't question Pinkie Pie.
You know, you're absolutely right on that. So, do not question Pinkie Pie on what she has to say, because that's just how it is going to play. But anyway, this is where Pinkie Pie starts putting on her investigation, stuff on. She's got her little pipe that blows bubbles, and she's got her, looks like a Sherlock Holmes, hat on, and she goes to, I believe, the vet first, Rainbow Dash's vet for, Tank, which, I guess this is Dr. Fauna, and Pinkie Pie learns that, she's like, okay, well, I know Rainbow Dash has been coming here a lot, to bring her pet here, her tortoise here. Have you noticed anything different? And she's like, actually, I have. And this is where she holds up an x-ray of Tank with a pie inside of him. And this is where Pinkie Pie's like, very interesting. And she's like, have you seen Rainbow Dash eat any of my pies or anything like that? And this is where Dr. Fauna's like, no, all I've been noticing is, poor Tank here has had, like, too much sugar in, his system, and that's not good for him. And this is where she's like, alright, well, I guess I'll move on to the next one. And she's like, well, check with, Cheerly, because she might have some answers for you. So, Pinkie Pie heads over to, the school, and there is Cheerly sitting down, and Pinkie Pie questions her. Rainbow Dash, have you seen her throw away my pies, eat my pies? What has she done? And this is where Cheerly says, well, Rainbow Dash has came in here with some delicious pies, let me tell ya, and she's been so kind that she's actually shared them with the class. And this is where Pinkie Pie even gets more interested into the situation and starts kind of piecing it together. And this is where she quotes that it's a very interesting subject, but this is not a pretty picture.
It's a mystery.
Very big mystery. And this is why I kind of figured that it would be sort of related to Mystery on Friendship Express, but, you know, whatever. But anyway, this is where Pinkie Pie, we head back to Sugar Cube Corner in her, and I totally forgot about this too, her party lair, if you want to call it that, which is absolutely really cool. But yeah, so Pinkie Pie is down there, and she has a board, and it has Rainbow Dash in the middle with a couple of other faces that we know, such as Cheerly, Spitfire, and Rainbow Dash's vet, and she has them crossed out, and she has the yarn, of course, following everywhere, but all the yarn is leading to one specific pony, and that pony is Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash.
And Pinkie Pie's like, I don't understand. And this is where Pinkie Pie lets off a giant just scream, or Pinkie Pie scream. And Applejack heads to Sugar Cube Corner, I guess, to deliver a load of apples, which, as Applejack does mostly, or occasionally, I should say. And as soon as she walks in the door, she basically hears this loud, disturbing scream coming through the house. This is where Applejack says, Pinkie, are you alright? And she's like, where are you? And then she rushes to Pinkie Pie's room. Then all of a sudden we see that ice cream cone kind of like fold in a little bit, and the doors, the floorboards just cave right in. She falls down, and boom, Applejack is in Pinkie's lair because, you know, why not? Which, yeah, again, I totally forgot that Pinkie Pie had that huge lair filled with all her party files, just a bunch of party supplies down there. And, yeah, so a bunch of that's going on down there. And this is where Applejack is like, oh, yeah, right, party lair, forgot. So I wasn't the only one. Ed's over and sees Pinkie Pie kind of like upset, and she's like, Pinkie, are you alright? And she's like, mostly when you scream, you're like having fun or something. She's like, well, this making pies and all this is fun, but what's not fun is figuring out this mystery. It's making me frustrated. This is where Applejack's like, well, what's wrong? I've been noticing that Rainbow Dash hasn't, technically, by what I'm thinking, eaten any of my pies. What is going on? And Applejack is like, well, I think I have seen Rainbow eat at least one of your pies. This is where Pinkie Pie kind of goes closer in and says, so you're for sure seeing Rainbow Dash eat one of my pies? And Applejack's like, I think I have, but I'm not sure. Pinkie's like, seriously, have you seen her eat any of my pies officially? This is where Applejack says no. And that's Pinkie says, that's what I thought. So
I don't know if I ever seen Rainbow Dash eat any pies.
I really haven't either, but we know something is going on because, you know, I would think Rainbow Dash would like pies. I've seen Rainbow Dash eat cake, cupcakes, well, let's not even go with the cider because we already know where that goes. Yeah. So pies, though, that's been the one thing that we haven't seen Rainbow Dash ever come up across. So this is where Pinkie Pie kind of runs off after she's frustrated. Runs off, storms out of the cave, and this is where Applejack's like, is there the door anywhere? And then I think this is where we go to, or no, we don't go there yet. We go there, in a while in the episode. But, this is where Pinkie Pie kind of gets an idea. Says, hey, how about I just make as many pies as I possibly can and see where those pies actually go. So Pinkie Pie plans all this, and first of all, she goes to Rainbow Dash's house in her bed.
We've actually seen flashbacks of when Rainbow Dash like threw away the pies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, thank you. Yeah, I forgot about that. there was different flashbacks that Pinkie Pie was thinking of, but she hasn't seen that one where she's actually thrown away a pie. Mostly she sees she sees the pie and then she doesn't. It just like disappears. Even the pie tin disappears. Where does that go? So yeah, Pinkie's just very wondering where this is all going to, and this is where Pinkie Pie gets the idea about the pies and all that. Like, ooh, let's do this and see where those pies actually go. So she heads first to Rainbow Dash's house, where Rainbow Dash is sleeping, and Pinkie Pie makes up a holiday and says, "Happy Wake Up Your Friend Day!" And she's like, to celebrate, here's a delicious pie with your name on it. And Rainbow's like, "Oh, Pinkie, really good pie." And this is where she's like, "What's that?" And Pinkie Pie looks off. Rainbow Dash she goes over to one of her Wonderbolts poster, flips it up, and in there we have a tube, and we're like, where did she get that now? Well, at least that's what was happening in my mind. Rainbow, what about you?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
Me either. So, how long she's had the tear, I don't know. But, yeah, so she has that chute there, she throws the pie down, and that chute leads all the way to Tank's, little, portion in the house, his little room, I guess you could say, or his bed. And yeah, he gobbles that pie up like no tomorrow, with a giant, smile on his face. That was funny. Oh my god, I love Tank. Yeah, so Pinkie's like, where did that pie go? She's like, ooh, that was a good pie. What do you mean where it went? It went in my stomach. It was good. Pinkie's like, oh, whatever you say. She heads off, and then I think this is where she goes to in Ponyville, and she makes up that whole stack of mountains of pies, and she shouts, "Help! Help!" And this is where Rainbow Dash is like looking for whoever that pony is, and then she sees Pinkie Pie on a pile of pies, a mountain, I should say. Very wobbly and stuff, and she's like, oh my god, she doesn't say that, she says, oh my goodness, the only thing that can save me is if someone eats all these pies. And so Rainbow Dash just flies up there and brings her down, and says, Pinkie's like, oh crap, I forgot about that, you can fly. How could you forget that your friend has wings? I don't know.
I would eat the ponies.
Yeah, literally. But anyway, Rainbow says, next time you decide to do something like that, be a little more careful. And Pinkie's like, yeah, a little more careful. Alright. And Pinkie Pie gets even more frustrated. Then the next one is, meeting her again in Ponyville, and says, oh Rainbow, there you are. I just wanted to say thank you for saving me from all those pies. So for saying thanks, here's all these pies. Throws them in with her. And Rainbow's got all these pies now, and she's like, wow Pinkie, thanks for the delicious. And then she goes, pies, shouts it throughout Ponyville. And all the little fillies, of course, get the attention and run over there and just eat all the pies. And Pinkie's like, wait, what? How? What? And she's just so upset, so confused. And the last major thing was, I guess, a pie festival, I guess you want to say, in Ponyville. I don't know. But it was just all pies, and more pies. So yeah, the town folks are there just looking at different pies, eating them, and Rainbow Dash is there just wondering what's going on now. And Pinkie Pie comes out of the tablecloth looking very, very sketchy. Her mane is all messed up. She's got just pie cream all over in her mane, and she looks like she hasn't gone to bed or anything like that in quite a while. So, she's like, "Oh, Rainbow, there you are." She's like, "I baked you this pie. Eat it." And, then that's when we get that weird face of Pinkie Pie. And, yeah, so Rainbow Dash is given this pie, and she's like, She's like, "Thanks, Pinkie," but, she's like, "Alrighty, so, I don't know, should I take a big bite, a small bite?" And she's like, "Are you alright? You look like you're about to, like, blink or something." She's like, "Nope, I haven't blinked in a while," and she just makes her eyes a little more wet so she doesn't blink or anything. And Rainbow's like, "I don't know if I should take a big bite, small bite, we'll have to see." And she sort of goes closer in, and she's like, "Wait, I'm not sure." And this is where Pinkie Pie finally blinks. And as she's blinking, it goes into slow-mo. The birds start flying very slowly. The townsfolk take a bite of the pie very slowly. And this is where Pinkie Pie blinks. And Rainbow Dash, in that moment, finds a balloon, wraps it up, and the pie flies away. And Pinkie Pie looks, and the pie's gone. And she's like, "Wait, how? What?" And she gets very upset. And this is where Pinkie Pie expresses her feelings, what she thinks Rainbow Dash is doing, which obviously she's right on point, and shouts out, "You haven't been eating my pies. You've been lying to me and just been feeding them to charity, just throwing them away and stuff. How could you? You know, I thought you actually liked my pies." And this is where Twilight and Applejack are actually in the back, just kind of like wondering what's going on here. But I think Applejack gets the idea what's happening, but Twilight, I think, is the only one that's kind of left out there. But anyway, Pinkie Pie runs off, very upset. And this is where Rainbow Dash is like, "Wait, Pinkie, I didn't mean it like that." And Rainbow Dash is sad. And this is where we end up at the Friendship Kingdom, where Twilight and Applejack are over there. And this is where Rainbow Dash is like, "I didn't mean to make Pinkie upset. I just don't like pies. I mean, it's not just Pinkie's pies that I don't like. I just don't like pies in particular." And this is where Twilight says, "Well, you know, be nice if you didn't lie to her and you actually told her the truth." And I think Applejack makes a comment by saying, "Maybe you should actually, like, you know, you should have been more honest with her, all that." And then that's where she says, "That's at least what I would do." And this is where Rainbow's like, "Well, yeah, maybe I can't apologize to her. I can't do this. She won't let me. It's just awful." And then she's like, "I don't know what to do." And then this is where Rainbow gets an idea in her head. Says, "Wait, I got the perfect idea." And she storms off. Later, Pinkie Pie in her room, just feeling horrible and upset. She kind of gets a little bit of a disturbance at her window. A pellet is thrown at her window. I literally thought that was probably going to break the glass or something, but it didn't. It just bounced right off. And Pinkie Pie's like, "Who's that?" Opens up the window, sees Rainbow Dash with a very interesting thing she has. And she's like, "Oh, it's you. What do you want?" And she's like, "Pinkie, I know you really can't take my apology and stuff, and it's just horrible for all the stuff that I did to make you think I ate the pies, but I actually didn't." So she's like, "I'm gonna make it up to you. Instead of you giving me pies and stuff, I'm going to eat this a pie that I made, which looks absolutely disgusting, horrible,
Yuck.
which, I don't know if Rainbow threw mud in there or something, but obviously we can see Rainbow...
I don't even know. I don't even know why Rainbow Dash even made that pie. Like, oh my gosh.
You know, if she asked help from maybe Applejack or Twilight or something, I believe they cook a little bit better than Rainbow does. But Rainbow made that pie, which was very interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if she slapped in mud in there. I seen just carrots laid on top of there. It was very, very disgusting, and and that thing was spewing bubbles, and it wasn't healthy looking at all. And Pinkie Pie just was like, oh my god, you're gonna eat that? And Rainbow's like, well, here it goes. Dives right into the pie, grabs whatever she can grab, and she puts it closer to her mouth, and Pinkie Pie just can't take it, and she's like, wait! And she runs down, and we hear a bunch of racket and stuff, which obviously she's making her a pie. Or actually, wait, does she make her a pie, I think? I think she does. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, that pie was very disgusting. Oh my god. I got that picture just stuck in my head. So, Pinkie Pie's, wait, don't eat that pie. She's like, you know what, it was wrong of me to do this and stuff. And this is where Rainbow Dash stops her and says, no, it was wrong of me getting rid of all your pies and stuff. And she's like, I'm sorry, Pinkie. And Pinkie's like, it's alright. She's like, I kind of understand why you didn't want my pies or stuff, or, well, at least wanted to make me think that you liked them, because you didn't want to upset me. And, that's when we get those flashbacks once again with all the stuff, all the events and pies, and, she realizes, well, now at least you wanted to make me happy, and that's all that was important. And then she says, come here and give me a hug, while Rainbow Dash is in all this slush and stuff, gives Pinkie Pie a hug, and says, I'm sorry, Pinkie. And she's like, I accept your apology, and everything is all good and dandy. So, yeah, that's an episode right there. Wow.
That's it.
Very interesting episode. I know I say that all the time, guys, but, it wasn't even just, like, the storyline. It was just a cute little episode. I really haven't seen Pinkie Pie, like, bake too many things recently and stuff, and it was good to see a Pinkie Pie episode and a Rainbow Dash episode. It just was a cute little episode, and, actually seeing Rainbow Dash throw away all those pies and stuff like that was just a little more added on to the taste. And I actually did forget to mention, there was one thing I forgot to mention. There was one scene in there, guys, where, when she's talking to Applejack with the, about she hasn't think Rainbow Dash has been eating any of her pies or anything. She thinks about that crazy storyline of Rainbow Dash looking evil and stuff like that. And Rainbow Dash looks like a monster and says, all these pies should be gone. And she has lasers coming out of her eyes and all that craziness.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, sorry about that. I totally forgot about that, guys. But I remembered, so that was a good scene. Pinkie Pie's imagination, wherever that goes, it's just amazing. But what did you think about this episode, Rainbow?
It was it was an interesting episode, and like it kind of had like this whole thing just like tied into like one big mystery of why this whole thing is strange,
Yeah, and now we know why Rainbow really hasn't eaten any pies and stuff because of this episode. She just doesn't like them. I thought Rainbow Dash like had a disease with them or something like that. I don't know, but Rainbow just doesn't care for pies. But give her cider any day. She'll whip that up. And like no tomorrow. That will be gone in like 10 seconds flat. So guys, pretty good episode. It was nice to see Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash episode. And seeing Rainbow Dash kind of in her sneaky mood, and seeing Pinkie Pie solve another mystery. Always good, and I wouldn't mind seeing another episode sort of like that. It's always good when you see Pinkie Pie put on the Sherlock Holmes cap and the pipe. You know something serious is going to happen. So yeah, guys, that's all I really have to say for this episode. As always, Rainbow or Songbird Serenade 47, thank you so much for coming out in this Pony Talk podcast. It's really an honor to have you.
Yep. I'm glad to be back after a while.
I know. Yeah, guys, Rainbow was a little bit busy with stuff, and I totally understand, man. I have a busy schedule as well, so I totally get you. Anyway, yeah, that's a wrap, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys out there want to be a part of Pony Talk, we do not have too many more episodes, guys. We have like I think one more episode that's actually just before the season finale, and then the season finale starts. So yeah, and for that podcast, guys, we are going to have we're going to make that one giant podcast. I know there's 2 episodes, part 1 and part 2, but we're all going to combine that, and everyone is going to come into this Pony Talk, and we're just going to talk about the season finale. It's going to be amazing, and that's how we'll end off Pony Talk for season 7 until season 8. So that's going to be great, guys. But we are not there yet. We still have one more episode before the season finale. So I hope to see you guys in episode 30. 20. It's 23 right now. So 24. Episode 24. And then 25, 26. It should be good, guys. So, if you want to join in these upcoming Pony Talk podcasts, just leave a comment down below saying you want to join, guys, and I'll be more than happy to hook you up, and it definitely could be your lucky day. So, as always, guys, please like, share, favorite, and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, we will see you in the next Pony Talk podcast, guys. Peace out until episode 24, guys. See ya. Bye.